welcome to another episode of CJ Discovery. It is almost Christmas for us, but by the time you see this, Christmas will be over. Did you get everything you want? What is the one thing you really want for Christmas?
Skylanders Sapphires.
Today we have two quick kits that we've decided to pick up. The first one is Grow Your Own Crystal Tree, and the second one is Grow Your Own Crystals. These are by Science for Kids. They are $5 a piece at Joann's Fabrics. We thought it would be fun to kind of put them together and do a couple of little ones. They actually sell a bunch of little kits like this that are all very kind of quick and simple to do. Alright, so which one do you want to do first?
I want to do the crystal tree.
There we go. Now the crystal tree is supposed to take about 24 hours after you put it in the base. You need to be able to set it somewhere safe and put it out of the way while it grows. So we're actually going to start the tree and get it all set up, and we will be back tomorrow to look at it. When you open it up, you get the instructions and this little packet. The tree is not very big. I don't know if you can see, it's about like that. The instructions are only about 4 steps, and the rest are warnings about not drinking it and not eating it and keeping it away from little kids and a choking hazard. When you open this up, you get a little thing of Magic Crystal Tree Solution, a little tray, and these little pieces of tree. They're both kind of cardboardy, papery thin. And I don't know if you can see, ours are actually clearly, if you look, ours has these little colors all over it. These are probably where the crystals grow out of. However, the machine apparently did not do a good job of really separating these. So we're going to pick those off, but that did not fully cut through there. But there you go. So you get 2 little pieces like that. You're just supposed to put one part of the tree on top of the other. I'm going to give them to him and let him do that. Now, once he's got this assembled, he's just supposed to put it into the base. I think you probably have to be kind of careful putting it in there since you're shoving paper into the little plastic tray. Okay, he has his little tree assembled. It suggests that you can kind of bend these branches to make it more like a tree. It gives room for the crystals to grow. So he's going to kind of bend them a little bit. Then when we're done, all we're going to do is put the solution in here, and we're going to set it somewhere safe for 24 hours and watch what happens. So I don't know if these are supposed to be like this, but before we open this up, we noticed that there is like a clump in here that looks almost like a piece of crystal already. It's not cold, it's not frozen, so it's not an ice cube. But that is kind of what it looks like. So hopefully that won't affect the results, but I wanted to show that to the camera before we move forward. Okay, Josh is going to go ahead, and we've got this little paint can that we're going to put this on so that we can set it out of the way for a while, overnight. He is going to go ahead and pour in the magic solution. There you go, and as you can see that the base of the tree is down in the solution and it's starting to pull up the fluid. So we'll let this sit for a little bit. We'll probably check it before we stop the video for today, and then we'll check it again in about 24 hours. We are moving on to our second kit. It is the Grow Your Own Crystals kit. I have not opened this at all because everything is in one package inside, including the instructions. So I have no idea what we're doing here. Have at it?
There was a bug. There. That's it.
Yep. So you just get this bag. It has the instructions. It looks like a test tube and a couple different, they kind of look like when we did the snowman kit, and we had the little snow crystals in there. There's a blue and a clear one and a black one. I don't know if that's black. That might be purple.
Why would we get purple crystals for?
Well, I'm wrong. It's not black. It looks like it might be a purple. The instructions seem to be a lot like the other ones in that they're just kind of short. There's a lot of on the back that are just warnings like, please don't eat this because if you do, it will be bad and bad things will happen, and on you go. All that it says is that you're going to place the crystals in the test tube, you're going to fill it completely with water, and you're going to give it a few minutes and watch what happens. It's supposed to grow in minutes. What did you ask me when you opened this?
Why is there no test tube stand?
Yeah. That's not what you actually asked. You asked, do I just have to hold this? So I can say right from the get-go that it was probably not a great idea for them to provide this with no way for it to sit down or anything, or put a lid on it or anything. So for the sake of the video, we're just going to hold it, but obviously I guess when you're all done, you're going to need another container to put it in or whatever. We'll see. It doesn't say whether or not we're supposed to just put all of them in there or if we're just supposed to take a few and put them in there. You know, let's just throw caution to the wind and put them all in there. I think that might be the best solution. No? No? Okay, we'll just put a little in there and see what happens. Nope, let's be responsible and not pop the bag.
And
Okay, we have filled this with our crystals. We do not know how much to put in here, so we are putting this much in for now. Now we are supposed to fill this with water and see what happens. It is supposed to grow in minutes before our very eyes. Josh has filled this completely with water and it has sat for about 1 minute at this point. They are supposed to grow in minutes, so we're going to hand it to him and continue to let it go and let some time pass and see what happens. So here we are at about 2 minutes time total pass. Okay, here we are at about 5 minutes. And as you can see, they've grown quite a bit. Josh is going to pull a couple out and put them onto the paper towel like we're supposed to. Here's a blue one. We're going to let them sit a little longer, see. They're kind of sparkly. There we go. This is at about 5 minutes of sitting in the water. So for comparison, the one on the left is the one that was not in the water, and the one on the right was the one that's in the water. And this is at about 5 minutes. Okay, here we are at about 10 minutes. If you look on the top here, it has started to poke out. So definitely I wouldn't put all of them in there because it's too much. Now the next thing we're going to do is dump off some of this water and pull them all out onto the paper towel and see what that looks like. Okay, so I have dumped off the water. It actually looks a lot prettier with the water dumped off. It really looks like crystals in there. We're going to go ahead and dump it up on the paper towel here. So here they are all put out here. Again, I have a blue here. Here again is another side-by-side measurement at 10 minutes.
well, this is the biggest one.
Josh wants you to see this larger one.
Yeah, it's very big.
It is bigger than the other one.
It's actually
The biggest
bigger.
one there.
Yeah.
And that definitely was purple down in there. Science is nothing if not experimenting. So, since we're already waiting 24 hours for our tree, we got the idea that we're going to find out what happens when these crystals sit in the water for 24 hours. Will they get bigger than they've already gotten? Or is that the biggest that they can get? What do you think?
That's probably going to be the biggest.
I think that's biggest. I think they might get a little bigger. So we're going to try it overnight. I have put a solo cup with water in here, and I am going to put most of the rest of the crystals in the water. We're going to see what happens. The kid says you can dry the crystals out and do them again. That probably works if you do it well. I can say that other things that we've had that say you can dry them out are still pretty damp. That might just be that we're kind of in a humid environment and we don't have, it's the cold time of the year, there's not a lot of heat. Maybe these would be different. I don't know, this is a different kit by different people. But it does say, it does claim that you can let it dry out and use them over and over again. I do know that after it starts to get smaller, you can put it back in the water and it will grow again. But nonetheless, we are going to make a cup up of these crystals and let them sit overnight with our tree and see what happens. I wanted to check in. This is at about the 15-minute mark after putting this tree down, and we are going to go ahead and leave it sit for the night, but I wanted to show you at 15 minutes here we already have started to see some little crystals forming on the side of the tree where this has made it up to. We have also filled our cup with the rest of the snow crystals. So we are going to put these out of the way for about 24 hours and see what happens to both of them. Hey, we're back. It's been about 24 hours since we set up the tree. In the sake of full disclosure, I just want to say I did spill the teeniest amount yesterday My hair got caught on the tree as I was looking at it, and when I pulled my hair back, it jerked it and it caused just a little bit to spill. I want to say that because maybe it would be a little bit bigger if that had not happened. So this is our tree. Here it is. As you can see, it does have a little bit of color to it, not a whole lot. It is bigger on... Did it again. It's bigger on the side that fits over the smaller piece, and that side's a little smaller. This little crystal piece that we found in here is still actually in there. Didn't dissolve or anything. I think that might, I don't know what that is. I don't have a clue. It is still cute. I was thinking it was going to bloom out a little bigger. And again, maybe it would have if I wouldn't have spilled that little bit. It's... Yeah, this is, it's got a little bit of crystal stuff down on the base. You want to touch it? Oh, it just falls apart in your hand. It is kind of cool. It looks pretty neat. I checked on it about halfway through the evening last night, and it wasn't much smaller than this. So it actually really only took about 12 to 13 hours to really be about here. As I said yesterday, we decided to be experimenty and put those little cubes. But I do want to redeem something. I kind of complained yesterday about how the things always say that they could be reused and that we've had things that don't really go back to form. We left a couple of these sitting overnight on a paper towel. I wanted to compare them today in size when we held up the new crystals. Well, they have pretty much gone back to their original size. The ones that we left in the test tube are still a little... The ones that we left in the test tube are still a little damp and squishy, but they're still a lot smaller. So these do seem to actually, if you take them out and set them on a paper towel, they do seem like they're going to go back to the original size and you can keep using them again. So now this is the funny part. I filled this cup up yesterday, if you will remember seeing it. And last night I went in to check on it and I noticed there wasn't a whole lot of water left in it, so I actually put some more water on top of it. This is my cup today. It is completely, I mean, I think they would have even maybe expanded further if it had been a bigger cup. They are, here we are. This is the original size. This is the new filled up size. So this is the original purple one, and this is the one that has sat overnight.
Looks like Ditto.
So these definitely do get bigger, and they stopped looking at some point. When we pulled them out of the container yesterday, they had kind of a crystal-y form to them. They stopped looking at some point like crystals and started looking more like those ice cubes that we had in the snowman collection. They are squishy and fun to play with.
And look like Jello.
Yeah. So all in all, these kits were kind of fun to play with. They're about $5 a piece. You don't spend very much money. I wasn't really that big of a fan of either of them just because they're really just, you know, fill with water, set to the side, that sort of thing. These squishy things are kind of fun to play with.
Super duper slippery.
However, they are only $5 and they're a couple minutes of activity. And you can certainly use them for a number of different things. The Grow Your Own Crystals box, they're repeatable. You can keep using them and keep doing them. The tree, not so much. I have to say I don't think this would last very long, but it could last you a couple days to look at and set somewhere, especially a kid who, you know, takes care of it. What is your opinion of these kits?
Probably the Grow Your Own Crystals is probably better than what was it called?
The Crystal Tree?
Yeah.
So you like this one, but not so much this one?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you like squishing them and playing with them, right? He's been doing it the whole time I've been recording. We think these activities are fun. I do think that most of these kits are pretty simplistic and easy to follow and don't require a lot of time or a lot of investing. The instructions are pretty clear. They are very simple. And the mad scientist is having fun over here. Thank you for joining us on this episode of CJ Discovery. We hope you had a great Christmas and a wonderful New Year. Please be sure to click that like button if you enjoyed it. Please click subscribe if you want to see more. We try to put these out every Saturday. Thanks for joining us. Go forth and discover. Bye!
Bye!
I make funny noises when I drop things.